They just need to see that you're participating. That's all. You know me. I'm not shy about what words I use. Miserable cunt. So, but there is one word I think will probably get me immediately quarantined. And I've already had 2 videos quarantined, and I don't like that. Nobody likes quarantine. We've all been witness that the last 18 months. So, it's the M word. I think the M word will get me quarantined. It'd be interesting to find out. I used it in the last episode. I might bleep it out, but I might leave it and see if it gets quarantined, and maybe I'll just re-upload. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll figure that out and edit it this week. But just in case it does, I'm going to be using euphemisms for, a woman when she does a manual override down there. Are we on the same page? You know what we're saying? I'll be using euphemisms because the censor can't be looking for them all. It'll definitely be looking for the M word. I have a feeling that's a big one. Because one time on Patreon, I was doing a description and I was talking about the M word because that happened in the video. But when I spelled it out, all of a sudden there was a lock screen talking about, I won't be able to post this until a person, a human being, not a computer, a human being, manually reviews the post and the video to make sure this isn't like an OnlyFans situation on Patreon where you're getting paid to, so they have certain keywords. And that's the only word I've ever used. I've used cunt, I used dick, I used asshole, I used fuck. I've done all those things in those descriptions. The only one that ever gave me a lock screen was the M word. So, for what I'm about to talk about in this intro, I'm going to be using euphemisms. If this makes you uncomfortable for some reason, I'm putting a time code. You can skip ahead to where I start the reaction. For the rest of us, let's get into this. Okay, so there's this idea, and they even did it in the previous episode. But there's this idea modern writers have that women in the past never poached the egg. Like, where does that come from? Because they're acting like in the 60s, no woman ever shook hands with the milkman. Like, why is that? Like, why do they think that? Like, you think there wasn't anybody doing manual overrides back then? Like, spanking the monkey? You think nobody was spanking the monkey in the 60s? Is that what you think? There were women Lone Rangering in the 60s. And this goes back even further. You think no women were celebrating Palm Sunday in the 1500s or the 1400s. Nobody was polishing a banister. No woman was double clicking. Is that what you're telling me? None of this was happening in the 1200s. You think there's no a Roman legionary would leave the fucking house in year 101 and not come back until year 105? And you're telling me his wife wasn't nulling the void that entire 4 years. Now, a lot of people think there'll just be some old farmhand comes in and takes care of business. But what if there is no farmhand? She's obviously going to be boxing the one-eyed champ. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my point. I just, I'm not just blaming the writers of Mad Men. But, human nature being what it is. Do you honestly believe no women were cuffing the carrot back in the 60s? Nobody was finding Nemo. Nobody's orbiting Venus. Nobody's visiting the safety deposit box. Is that what you're going to find? You honestly believe this? Not a single woman. Maybe we're talking about middle-class women. Yeah, the poor women, the lower-class women might be taking a self-guided tour. But what about, maybe middle-class and upper-class women? What do these people consider? They're definitely middle-class. There's no way they're upper-class. Upper-class are millionaires, right? So, middle-class. So, okay. To use terminology back in the day, maybe the lower-class women were dialing the rotary phone, but the upper-class women were too rich so they would just have a manservant. So now we're talking about middle class. No middle class women were turning on the sprinklers. That's what we're supposed to believe. I just don't buy it, man. So I just think that they've done such a great job of describing the era and making us feel like we're in the 60s. I feel like the first time in the entire series they've dropped the ball. I really do. The thing when you're writing historical fiction, you got to remember, human beings really haven't changed in the last 2,000 years. We can say the last 6,000 years, but let's just keep it within this millennia, right? Since the birth of Christ, whatever, because millennia is actually 1,000 years. I'm talking about the last 2,000 years. Human beings have not changed. If women were making waffles now, then they were doing the Meg Ryan 100 years ago. They were paddling the pink canoe 200 years ago. They were spearing the bearded clam 300 years ago. They were shucking the corn 400 years ago. They were scratching Yoda behind the ears 600 years ago, and they didn't even know who the fuck Yoda was. They were trolling the Bermuda Triangle 700 years ago. It's human nature. Just like people act like oral sex has only been invented in the last 100 years. I wasn't there. There's nothing you give me. But here's another thing that I believe has always happened: gossiping about people when they're not around. If you're gonna write a story from 500 years ago, you're really gonna act like that people didn't gossip behind their backs, behind somebody's back when they're not around back then, 500 years ago. Really, it's human nature. Humans do what humans do. There's probably about 30 to 40 things we could talk about that like it's pretty much common. Maybe not every single individual human being, but it's common for a multitude of people. We take a statistical set of 1,000 people. What do they have most in common? These are the 40 things that these people, generally speaking, have most in common. That most of them do. If you take those 40 things, you can set those 40 things any time period, it would be true. I just believe it, man. So women were playing 5-on-1 back in the 60s. That's what I'm saying. Shit, I couldn't get softening the peach in there. The intro's done, so I've got a few more. Dotting the I, burping the worm, tapping into your potential. That one might be a stretch. Let's just get into this shit. Oh, this episode's called Nixon versus Kennedy. It's episode 12. It's a penultimate episode of the season. This ought to be exciting. I got a little caught up in my intro. I didn't even set the table properly.
Y&R.
Oh,
just
shit.
a step down.
I don't know. And the chance to put on some weight. English food. I
God
actually
damn.
ate a kidney.
That's rough.
Thing like that happened here.
Well, you have to spend money to make money.
So you're not promising.
This guy's a tough customer, man.
Why would I do that? If I say Nixon, you'll think I'm buttering you. If I say Kennedy, you'll want to reform me. So,
I like this guy. Denied. This guy's very unsettled, isn't he?
you better hope that she's sitting at a switchboard and not doing what we're doing.
Oh, shit.
It's my wife.
Yeah, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Besides, what if Nixon loses? Won't that put a damper on things around here?
Probably so.
You should care.
I do. It matters for the nation and for Sterling.
Yeah,
too.
that's the ticket.
But tonight, either way, if Nixon wins, we win. If Nixon loses,
It'd be some interesting alternate history. I've never really explored that. What if Nixon had win? What would the 60s have looked like? I mean, we kind of saw him as president later, but there's a different time period at that point. Would we have landed on the moon? I mean, there's so many questions, right? It's interesting to think about. If they have any balls, they would do alternate history here and have Nixon win. And people are like, what? Oh, it's alternate history. Okay. If they had any balls, they'd do that, but they're not going to.
Rosetta Stone.
Dumbass.
He's divorced. Lives in a hotel.
Oh, no, not that.
So what's this? His last stop?
Oh, jealous.
He's a killer, but he's damn.
This bitch has opened the box, hasn't
He's the best one Draper's paraded
he? Look at
around.
you. You've
See,
opened the
Cooper's
box.
Smart enough to know that.
I'm still seeing bunny ears.
Can I help you?
What?
You heard me, bitch.
Mr. Campbell would like to see you.
That's right, bitch. I'm talking about Peter, the bunny.
American Airlines. $7 million in billings.
God damn, that's a lot of money back now. The fuck do you want?
Listen, Don.
Candidate for what?
Yeah,
For the head of account services.
you're out of your goddamn mind. Until you blackmail me, you're out of your mind.
Anything else?
I have the loyalty of our most important clients. Calvin Highland.
He's waiting to play the blackmail at the
Does
end.
not
That's a good
trust me.
idea. Classic blackmail strategy.
Is that supposed to persuade me?
This will persuade you.
The way things stand, there will continue to be someone senior to you.
Why? There are men younger than me with this job at bigger firms.
What is your age? That would probably.
Cooper sign off on what's his name? Duck?
I'll keep you posted.
That would actually sway my decision because I think he's too young because he looks so young. But if he's older than I think he is, maybe he should be in consideration. All douchebaggery aside, right?
Good night, Don.
Now they're going to turn on the party.
He's gone.
Yeah, the parents are gone. Let's do it.
Free.
Yeah. What if he comes back for a fucking? He forgot his phone or something, right? I can't remember. Did they actually think Nixon won at some point?
Is not good. And liquor
I know that happened with Dewey, but I'm talking about. I think this happened with Nixon too for a couple hours, right? They didn't predict it, but they thought he was going to.
I have a bottle of absinthe in my office.
Yeah,
Isn't that
goddamn.
illegal?
It's marvelous. I'm becoming canted.
I've always wanted to try absinthe. I gotta admit,
Means he starts making up
maybe
words.
it is acid,
Can someone freshen this?
but something about being liquor doesn't sway me because I would never do acid. But something about being liquor, though, it's liquor, right? I've always wanted to try it. I mean, it's illegal
If
here,
I
so
let you into that
can't
supply
do
closet, it is not going to be the second one.
What do
it.
we have too much of?
Rum, creme de menthe, dog biscuits.
Rum. Fucking A, man. I'd be about the rum.
Maybe.
That fucking green shit, never mind. Unless it's absinthe, which I don't think that was. You know what I appreciate about Hulu is they actually give me a countdown on the commercials. So it's like, okay, I need to start paying attention again in 10 seconds.
You're going to break it.
Look!
Yeah.
What did the number say?
A lot. They say a lot. Man, that shit's tedious, man. To write that shit in chalk. Ugh.
I wasn't expecting you. Thought you were going to be watching Returns
fuck
at the
that.
office.
What are you doing up?
Yeah, and what is your
Mom
name?
said it was okay. I'm watching the news. To ask you, what's the...
Oh, it's fucked. That's what it is, kid. It's fucked. They got an actual woman walking out with numbers and shit.
You better run.
Oh, shit. It's like this? Never rum when you're drunk. I'm just telling you, man. It's not good. Right here?
You can tell me
You got my panties off right here?
what color panties are you wearing?
Damn, they went further than I did. God damn, man. Jesus. Holy shit. I mean, obviously she's into it, but, you know, I'm just saying. Wow, they again?
I used to think I'd find a husband here.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well, don't go. It's going to be fun.
Really? You think so? I doubt it. So you're gonna drink your backwash, huh? Hopefully he's not gonna do a manual override with these. Somebody send us some pictures. You're a dumbass. You ain't gonna find shit. Probably the end of the episode he'll find it, so he can use it next episode.
What are you doing?
Good question.
Why aren't
Yeah,
you
I didn't have my
asleep?
dick out.
What's that?
Nothing.
Yeah. Why you act so
And then I
sus?
found it in the top. My father has a box like that, and I looked at it when I was a little girl, and
Oh,
it was
shit.
a mistake.
Damn.
So you didn't open it?
Peter, I don't want secrets.
Look, if you have a spank bank, leave it at the office. That's all I'm saying.
You're not very quiet. Every time I see the closet doors open and that box is gone, I know you're out here.
And you
Oh,
never
shit.
looked in the
So he's
box.
had it for a while, man. He's had this shit for a while. Interesting.
What are you doing with it?
I got it
It
by
makes
mistake.
So give it back.
Get
Peculiar.
his
It's not yours.
ass. Judge this motherfucker.
Come to bed.
You don't have to spank it out here. Come to bed. I guess it makes sense that Don wouldn't have like brought somebody in an interview a few days later, right? So it's been a while. It's probably been a couple of weeks from the way she was talking.
Peter Tollefson. Oh,
Kick his ass. If you hit him in the nuts, he'll let go of the fucking story.
Why do I have to play Tollefson? I wanted to be Gaul. Tollefson is the hero. He thinks.
The fuck? I've been to a lot of parties, even office parties. They've never been like this. The fuck is going on? Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh shit, dumbass. That's an amateur move. Never clap with your drink hand. You do this, man. You clap like this. Drink, clap. Drink, clap. The fuck you look like doing this, man? Amateur. Theory being, they just need to see you clapping. They don't need to hear the sound. Everybody else is going to be making the sound of the clapping. They just need to see that you're participating. That's all. Work it. Speaking of spanking it. Oh, shit. Good thing he wasn't
feel
spanking it
awful.
in here.
Drunk.
He took his glasses off, though.
Happy. Not myself.
And you're hot as hell.
I've never really seen your eyes before.
See, that's glassesist. Very glassesist.
Just the two of them.
Instead of four eyes, I assume. We haven't got much characterization from her, so this is good. It's not good for his wife, but it's good.